Hello everyone, this is Yoko. On this channel, I feel that information about what is happening in China is often not correctly conveyed to countries other than China, so I will be disseminating the information I have gathered in English. I'm getting information from multiple media, so I'd be happy if you could comment on the content of the video. Also, my native language is not English, so I use an AI speaker to create the voice to convey the information correctly. If you like it, please subscribe to the channel and support us. This time, I would like to talk about a Chinese exchange student who wrote about his post-graduation post on social media and it went viral. This is the story of a person who returned to China after studying in the United States and got a job. After spending 1.4 million yuan to study abroad in the United States, he wrote on the internet that when he returned to Japan, his monthly salary was 4,500 yuan. It has attracted attention not only from China but also from abroad. The person who posted this comment on SNS said he studied abroad in the United States for 5 years. The university where I studied abroad is the University of Iowa. The University of Iowa was ranked 71st in the United States at the time of admission. And it seems that it is currently at the level of 88th place. I belonged to the business course for the first 2 years. In order to get a job in the United States after graduation, he decided that he should study software and change to a computer science course at the end of his second year. Computer science is said to be more difficult than business courses. I got my diploma, but my skill level was very low. I haven't written about my academic ability in detail, but I couldn't find a place where I could get a job in the United States. There was a time when people who had just returned from studying abroad were given preferential treatment in China. When people who returned from studying abroad got a job in China, it seems that their salaries were higher than those who graduated from a Chinese university. Thinking that I would be able to get a job with good treatment, I went job hunting in China and had interviews with more than a dozen companies. When converted to Japanese yen, it is about 80,000 yen. Under such circumstances, it is said that there was a company that offered to add 500 yuan to the basic salary because he had just returned from studying abroad. Still, the monthly salary is 4,500 yuan. I spent 1.4 million yuan to study abroad, but when converted to Japanese yen, I spent nearly 30 million yen, but my monthly salary is 4,500 yuan. He wrote his dissatisfaction on SNS, saying that the money he had invested in studying abroad would not pay off, but the reaction of the internet seemed to be cold to him. Most of the comments on the net say that it is self-responsibility. This is not limited to Chinese people. But after studying in the United States, it is said that it is very difficult to find a job in the United States after graduation. Not only the Chinese, but also the Japanese say that it is equally difficult. If you want to study in the United States and then stay in the United States for the rest of your life, it is difficult to secure a visa even if you are looking for a job. It seems that many of them end up returning to their home countries, but it's difficult to get a job in China right now. So studying in the United States alone won't get you a job with good conditions. I will tell you what level a monthly salary of 4,500 yuan is in China. Chinese people want this kind of salary if they have this level of education. A relative son of an acquaintance of mine completed a doctoral course at a university. However, it seems that he has been staying at home without finding a job. He said he doesn't want to work if he can't get a monthly salary of 20,000 yuan. A monthly salary of 20,000 yuan for a doctoral degree would be about 9.4 million yen at today's exchange rate. Starting salaries in Japan are around 200,000 yen, so it's much higher than that. However, in Shanghai at the time, it seems that students who completed the doctoral course felt that they would be disgraceful if they did not receive around 20,000 yuan. So, after studying in the United States for 5 years, my salary of 4,500 yuan is not what I expected. There is a large disparity in China, so starting salaries vary greatly from person to person. At least, it may be normal for Chinese people to feel that 4,500 yuan is too little after studying in the United States for 5 years. For many Chinese, a starting salary of 4,500 yuan is not a bad number. Especially now that it is difficult to find a job, there are many people who have to work even under worse conditions, so from the perspective of Chinese internet users, don't talk extravagantly. So even though Chinese students are highly educated, they have to work under conditions that are far from what they expected. It's just a matter of finding a job. If possible, this person wants to get a job in the country where he studied abroad. When I choose a department, I don't choose it because I'm interested in it or because it's easy to get into that department, but I think about whether it's advantageous for getting a job. Of course, this is not only the case in the United States, but also the Chinese who come to study in Japan are probably thinking the same thing. Japanese university students would be in trouble if they could not get a job after graduation, so there are not many people who think about finding a job when choosing a course or while they are in university. However, Chinese students are working hard even after graduation, so if the number of Chinese students increases, the local students will be in danger. If Chinese international students and Japanese students compete for jobs, the Chinese may have an advantage in terms of academic ability. By the way, there has been a lot of talk on social media that Japan's declining population is unstoppable, but it is possible that the Japanese government's true intentions are to compensate for the declining population of Japanese people with an influx of foreigners. It's not just menial labor. I think that in the future, people like executives will also be supplemented by people from foreign countries. However, there is subtle communication between Japanese people, but if a person who doesn't know anything about it comes from a foreign country and becomes a boss, I think it will be a tough world for Japanese people. So I think we need to improve the old way of doing things and make it more efficient so that we can work even if the population is declining. I think that improving work efficiency is really important for Japan. That's all for now. See you next time.